Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Ellen. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis in 2010 when I was 18, and I'm now 33 and about 7 months pregnant with my first child, a baby girl. It took my husband and I about 10 years to decide if we even wanted to have a child, and obviously we decided yes. I'll do a video soon going in depth about that decision-making process. But in today's video, I wanted to talk about some of the accessories and gadgets and tools that I'm gonna be using postpartum to help me take care of my baby if I'm flaring really bad from RA. There's an old myth that women with RA go into remission when they're pregnant, and that's really not true. I think it's only about a third of women go into remission, another third stay about the same, and another third get worse. In my case, it's been kind of a mix of same/worse. I've had a good bit of flaring in the second trimester. I just got done with a dose of steroids, so definitely not in remission, but doing okay. Right when I got pregnant, I posted on TikTok and I asked parents with chronic illnesses to tell me what we should be buying and planning on buying for postpartum to help us take care of the baby. And people came up with some really, really great answers. So I've bought a lot of it already, and I'm gonna show you that stuff today. Some of the stuff I still have on my list to get, but yeah, let's just get into it. So it'll depend on what your chronic illness is, but dealing with arthritis, one of my main concerns is always my hands and my elbows and my shoulders. My hands are pretty much always in some sort of pain or stiffness, and then my elbows and shoulders are some of the ones that flare the most often. So, sorry, I'm like so out of breath. Most of the products I'm about to show you are really focused on helping my hands the most, and then shoulders and arms. Okay. First is baby clothing. A lot of baby clothes have snaps and little buttons, zippers, things like that. Zippers are okay, but you know, if you're in a lot of pain, you cannot be dealing with little buttons and snaps. A lot of the clothing that we've bought for specifically the first like 6 months, we've focused on getting onesies that don't have any feet. They just have these open bottoms. And so we don't really have to worry about any sort of snaps or enclosures. We also have a bunch of these that have like a little tie or like a wrap at the bottom. But I'm excited for these because all we'll have to do is just lift this up to do diaper changes and stuff. And then one of the biggest suggestions on the TikTok crowdsourcing that I did was this clothing brand called Me. And basically all of the closures are magnetic, and they just swing open and they snap shut. And they're really soft. They're not heavy. They're not hard. Like, it's even pretty flexible. And so, and they stay very well. Some that just have the magnetic closures here in the bottom. These are on the pricier end. Like, I think this onesie was $40, and I have a bunch of them because my mom bought a bunch and gifted them to us, which I'm so grateful for. But if we didn't have someone to buy these for us, I don't know how many I would have been able to get on my own. I probably would have invested in just 2 or 3 and tried to rotate them as much as I could. But they're just really, really helpful. So on days my hands are not great, I know that these are gonna be a lifesaver. Also, a lot of what I'm about to talk about in the video, including these guys, if you have older parents or grandparents that are gonna be helping you with the baby, a lot of this accessible stuff is just helpful for them as well. A lot of our parents and grandparents have their own health issues they're dealing with, or just aging, things start to hurt, and a lot of this will be helpful for them as well. So yeah, the next little gadgets that were recommended are these things called Unbuckle Me. And these are made to help you unbuckle a car seat. A lot of the car seats have those really hard buckles where you have to press pretty hard with your thumb to get the buckle undone. And with these, you just kind of slide it on, and then you have this whole lever right here to press down on to help you unbuckle it. I like these because my thumb, like today, my thumb is flaring and my thumb is almost always kind of bad. So I can just slide this on, and I can even just use my whole palm to help me get the buckle undone. I plan to just keep these somewhere nearby our car seat in the car so that I can use them when I need to. Okay, the next big thing is I'm going to be exclusively formula feeding. I'm not even going to attempt breastfeeding. I know the mental and physical and emotional toll that breastfeeding can take, and it's just not something that I'm willing to deal with on top of a chronic illness that I can't control. And I know that formula feeding is great. So we're formula feeding from the beginning. It also allows me to take whatever medicine I need to take for RA and not have to worry about it transferring through the breast milk and all that jazz. There's other reasons as well, but we're formula feeding. One of the things that was recommended the most was a baby Brezza. If you don't know what these are, it's basically kind of like a K-cup machine, like a Keurig or a coffee maker, but for baby formula. They are pretty pricey. I want to say they're like upwards of $300 or more. It might even be a lot more with tariffs and everything. So I found a brand new one on Facebook Marketplace. I think I got this for $100. I just stalked Facebook Marketplace until I saw a new one. There's a lot on Facebook because I think a lot of parents get gifted these and then they just never use them. So keep an eye out for sure. But basically you just put formula up here in this top compartment. Water goes here in the back. And then when you need to make a bottle, you put your bottle right here underneath it. And there's all kinds of settings right here. You just set the number of ounces and it makes you a brand new warm bottle ready to go. And so even if my hands are bad and I'm in a bad flare, I'm just not doing well, I don't have to worry about struggling through all of the steps towards making a bottle. It's just gonna be ready. So I'm very excited about this. I've watched a lot of videos from moms that are like, things that you have on your registry that you probably don't need, things that are a waste of money with your first baby, blah, blah, blah. And the baby Brezza is mentioned a lot as something that's just not necessary. I've even seen people say that it's like lazy. But if you're dealing with a chronic illness, I have a feeling that this will be a game changer. So I'm pretty excited about it. The next two items I don't have yet. They're still on my list of things I need to get. One of them being the car seat that revolves 360. So if I'm in a flare, I can just press a little lever or a button and I can actually rotate the car seat like 45 degrees towards me so that I can easily get the baby in and out of the car and I don't have to be reaching over into awkward angles and stuff like that. And the next thing is a baby bottle holder. This is a device that kind of sits like on the baby's chest and neck, and it basically props the bottle up while they eat so that you can be hands-free. This is something that does still require your supervision. So, you know, you can't just walk away and leave the baby with this thing. You still have to sit there as if you're feeding the baby, but if your hands are bad, you don't have to be holding a bottle. You can just sit there and kind of monitor as the baby eats. That's about all I have for right now. I'm excited to make a video postpartum and let y'all know how much of this stuff we actually used and found really helpful. And I'm sure there's stuff out there that we haven't really discovered yet that are gonna be helpful as well. If you have already parented with a chronic illness, let me know if you've used any of these things. Let me know what else is out there that I should look for. Thanks for watching.